Hello everyone, Jewel here. In this list, I will highlight the best new and upcoming open world games of 2022, including the games for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Please note that this list is not based on my verdict, since most of the games are not released yet. Alright then, let's get started.
Вот поэтому я никаких...
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is an upcoming action open-world RPG developed by Monolith Soft and published by Nintendo for Nintendo Switch. It will be the fourth entry in Monolith Soft's Xenoblade Chronicles series as well as the 8th main entry in the Xeno series overall, and is scheduled for release in September 2022. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will feature a narrative centered on a new cast of characters, depicting the respective futures of the worlds featured in Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Because there are enemies to kill.
I refuse to believe you're him.
I knew it.
GhostWire Tokyo is developed by Tango Gameworks and published by Bethesda Softworks. It is an open-world action-adventure game played from a first-person perspective. The player can use various psychic and paranormal abilities to defeat ghosts and spirits. This game is set to be released worldwide on March 25, 2022 for exclusively PS5 and PC. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is an upcoming action-adventure developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. It is set to be released in 2022 for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It is a continuation of the Batman Arkham series and will be the first game in the series not to feature Batman as the title character or the player protagonist. The game revolves around the team of supercriminals who are assembled by Amanda Waller and sent to Metropolis to stop the alien invader Brainiac and kill the members of the Justice League who have been brainwashed by him. Ark II is the sequel to Ark Survival Evolved. It was announced at the Game Awards 2020 and will be a survival sandbox similar to the first game, releasing on PC and next-gen consoles. Ark II takes place after the events of Genesis Part 2 on an alien planet. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a definitive release date just yet. However, we do know that it's coming sometime in 2022, so you don't have to wait too long. Breath of the Wild 2 is the much anticipated sequel to the 2017's Breath of the Wild, and it's expected to launch exclusively on Nintendo Switch sometime this year. While Breath of the Wild 2 is scheduled for a 2022 release, there's still quite a bit we don't know about it, like its official title and when exactly this year we will get our hands on it. Nintendo has remained pretty tight-lipped on this game, but we are hoping that in the coming months, we'll start to get a clearer picture of what to expect from Link's next outing. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is an upcoming open-world racing game developed by KT Racing and published by Nikon. It will be the 21st game in the Test Drive series and the third game in the franchise Open World Unlimited sub-series. The game was teased on 3 July 2020 on Twitter and was officially revealed during the Nikon Connect event on 7 July. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is set to be released for PC and next-gen consoles on 22 September 2022. Overall, Horizon Forbidden West is a huge improvement on its predecessor. The map is diverse and full of stunning sights, characters and conversations are so much better, and the already great gameplay is enhanced with new weapons and more options. The story doesn't have quite the same element of surprise as the first game, but it still builds upon things with some daring twists of its own. Overall, it's a gorgeous, insanely fun open-world action RPG, and there's nothing else quite like it. The Day Before is an open-world MMO survival set in a deadly post-pandemic America overrun by flesh-hungry infected and survivors killing each other for food, weapons, and cars. In the game, you wake up alone in a world you'll no longer remember, so you set out to find answers and the resources you need in order to survive. It will contain elements of both PvE and PvP, but there will be a safe area in the game with the survivor colony. The Day Before is slated for release on PC June 21.
Малюй картину маслом!
S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl is a next-gen sequel set to deliver a unique action experience of survival in the post-apocalyptic Chernobyl exclusion zone. The advanced artificial intelligence system will compel the Stalker to utilize a tactical approach against numerous enemies, challenging and keeping even the most hard-boiled players engaged. The game is slated to be released on December 8, 2022 for PC and Xbox.
Вот поэтому я ни в какие разборки и не лезу. Не хочу.
Gotham Knights is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed by W Games Montreal and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. The game revolves around Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood, who are tasked with restoring justice to Gotham City during a period of decline in the immediate aftermath of Batman's death. Gotham Knights is set to be released in 2022 for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Granblue Fantasy Relink is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed and published by Cygames as part of the Granblue Fantasy franchise. It is scheduled to be released for PC, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5 in 2022. The game is set in the same fictional realm as the original Granblue Fantasy, but takes place in a different location, although some characters from the original game will appear. Crimson Desert is a new open-world action game from the creators of Black Desert Online, but it won't be a direct sequel to the popular title. The game was originally planned as a prequel to BDO, but the development of the game eventually transformed into something else and the game changed to a single-player game set in the same universe. We do not currently have a definitive release date for the game, although it is believed that the new title will be released at some stage in 2022. Final Fantasy XVI is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed and published by Square Enix for the PS5. It is the 16th game in the mainline Final Fantasy series and is being produced by Naoki Yoshida and directed by Hiroshi Takai. Final Fantasy XVI is set in the fictional land of Valisthea, a continent with 6 factions that are on the verge of conflict. At the end of December 2021, Yoshida announced that issues related to COVID-19 had delayed the game's development by half a year, and that more details will be announced in spring 2022.
Together our long
Hogwarts Legacy will be set in the late 1800s, following a student at Hogwarts. The player will be allowed to choose their Hogwarts house and attend classes at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and explore an open world consisting of various locations. In the game, the player character will learn to cast various magical spells, brew potions, tame magical beasts, and master other combat abilities. The game will be released for PC and next-gen consoles in 2022.
corridor, every portrait, every stone.
Atomic Heart is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed and published by Russian studio Manfish. The combat in the game consists of shooting and melee swinging with improvised weapons. There is a crafting system where the weapons can be pieced together from metal parts that can be detached from robots or taken from household appliances. Fortunately, the game is planned to be released this year for PC and next-gen consoles. Forspoken is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed by Luminous Productions and published by Square Enix. According to director Takeshi Aramaki, the gameplay will be focused on terrain's traversal speed and fluidity. Square Enix also described the game as a narrative-driven adventure. The character will exist in an open-world game format where players are able to travel anywhere at any time. Forspoken is set to be released on May 24, 2022 for PC and PS5.
I just moved it with my freaking mind! Yeah!
Build and where you place them is up to you.
Saints Row is an upcoming open-world action adventure and reboot of the Saints Row series developed by Volition and published by Deep Silver. The game will include a detailed character creator for the player character, including selection of gender. There will be drop-in cooperative multiplayer with a second player, with each player having their own boss character and progressing in their own missions while helping the hosting player. Saints Row was originally set to be released on February 25, 2022 for PC and next-gen consoles, however, it was delayed until August 23, 2022.
Rack up hefty bills, then claim the cash as your own.
Of our family.
Starfield is an upcoming open-world action RPG developed by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. The game was described as a wholly new next-generation experience set in an entirely new space-themed world. It will be the first new IP developed by Bethesda in over 25 years. The game is scheduled to be released on November 11, 2022 for PC and Xbox.
Prepare for departure. Graviton loop array full. Check.
Dying Light 2 Stay Human is one of the most ambitious zombie games ever made. It is an accomplished, polished game that builds on its predecessor in just about every way possible. It has an enormous open-world setting, huge amount of main and side missions, and a branching storyline that is directly impacted by the choices you make in the game. With some superb parkour mechanics and great melee combat, this game is definitely a must-try for any open-world games enthusiast. It is no exaggeration to say that Elden Ring is From Software's largest and most ambitious game yet, and that ambition has more than paid off. Even after hours upon hours of blood, sweat, and tears that included some of the most challenging fights and innumerable surprises, there are still some bosses and secrets that you have yet to uncover, side quests that you miss out on, tons of weapons, spells, and skills that you have never used. Elden Ring is definitely a game that moved the genre to the next level. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that maybe there are still some new games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best new open world games that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace.
Told we're all alone.
What good filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes?